Hi, Joe Cerrone.
Hey, Al Rosa.
Welcome to our weekly Zoom classroom meeting for Intermediate AutoCAD Section 117 OC1. This week, we're going to cover dimensioning mechanical drawings, and we have 2 lab assignments. Is that correct, Al?
That is correct.
And so we have this plate drawing with ordinal dimensioning, and then we have this machine block with basically, this is baseline dimensioning in a section view. Al has color-coded these, and so the book objectives are set. And so essentially in this course, we're going through and trying to standardize the drafting field, because what we were finding was that people were doing really well with being able to draw the things that we showed them how to draw, but they didn't really know what they were drawing or why they were drawing it. So this book adds the content that we need to add as far as being able to work within these standards. And so these drafting standards for machine parts, being able to understand size and location dimensioning, and then just basic dimensioning terminology. And so there's quite a bit of content in here from a standpoint of objectives that we would want to be able to cover. The next link goes to the chapters in the textbook. Chapters in the textbook cover how to do these basic drawing skills. And then there's our lecture. And so essentially this covers dimensioning basics for mechanical drawings. Things like size dimensions, which would tell you what size that is, versus a location dimension, which tells you where that feature or that hole would be located. And so this chapter goes through and talks about these different mechanical drafting processes, how to dimension angles, symmetry, ordinal drawing. This is what we'll use for our drawing lab. And then sectioning, and then being able to work with like how to read this, how to read this diameter and this countersink, and how to represent those with these GD&T, geographic dimensioning and tolerancing symbols. Okay, back to the home page. So that's the content. And then if we look at the lab, here's lab A. And it's this mechanical drawing with ordinal dimensions. I'm sure there's a video of this, Al. We may want to add the link, but if we go to the module 5 content tab, it's usually there. Yep. So here's the PowerPoint. Here's the labs. And here's the Lab A video tutorial.
Right.
So that's the video tutorial for Lab A. And then if we go back to module 5, here's the Lab B. And then if we go back to module 5, review questions are bonus. We'll be getting ready to take a midterm in 3 weeks. So we still have enough time not to worry about it, but start to think about that mid-November, we will have our midterm exam. Since this class started late, the midterm tends to fall in November. And here's the title block and some whole geometry information as far as how to calculate these angles. And that's in the textbook as well. Okay, back to, whoop, I'm in the wrong one.
It happens.
More often than I like. All right, so that's our drawing assignments. Let's go back to the main splash page. So this week, lab module number 5, lab 5A, and lab 5B. You need to do both drawings and submit those to the Dropbox. Lab 3 is due tonight at 11:30 p.m. And that's this week's weekly recap of what we're doing in Intermediate AutoCAD. Al, anything else we need to add?
I can go down to the chapter mod 5, please. A little further down, there it is. It says remaining of lab 5 information can be located under, and it says content. That's in green. If you left click on it, it automatically takes you to the content folder, the tab.
And that's really good. As we're talking about this, we can share with the students that we're trying to make the digital content as easy to follow as we can. And we're under new rules with the pandemic. And so as we start to go through and set these up, Al's kind of our D2L guy, and we're color coding things. And so books is blue. And then when we get into working with labs or CAD drawings, those will be green. Videos will coat in purple, and then quizzes and exams in red. So we're just trying to make it easy to follow as students go through and do the exercises. All right, anything else we need to cover, Al?
No, I think that was it. I think you did a great job. I think students, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. Make sure you email both of us so we can see what's going on. And we will answer as quick as we can.
Sounds good. So we're going to end this Zoom meeting and we'll post the recording, and we'll see you next week online. We're going to open it up for questions now, and we'll see you then.
Bye now.